Okay, guys, welcome to Monday Morning Mingle. It is our first Monday in August, so it's August 4th. Happy first part of August. Can you believe it? We're there already. So the reason we're doing the Zoom this month, instead of just Morning Mingle on the Facebook page is because we are, if you have not seen it, putting out a challenge. It's called the new website checklist challenge. And then it's 4 weeks, click into confidence. So, what we decided, or what I decided I wanted to do, is this first week's going to be pretty short, pretty easy. Um, and most of the stuff is pretty functionable right here. So, I think we'll do really well in this. I kind of checked a few things this morning. There was no news, new updates in the newsroom. So, I think we'll be fine with this section. But the reason, if you get here and you're like, oh my gosh, Shalene, that was so easy, let's move on. That's the way I want it to be because I want us to help each other figure out, ways around issues if our customers are having issues. A lot of those things that as you do them will help you help your customers do them. If you're doing the customer scavenger hunt, it kind of, we're just one step ahead of what they'll be doing this week if you're following suit with that. If you're starting it later, you'll be ahead, whatever you choose to do. But we're going to go through this first section, which is log in like a boss. So, not only do we want to help those that have not been connected on our crew page get connected and log in, this gives you the opportunity as a leader, if you have downline that have not been connected, instead of rehashing it, or if they need something that is more visual for them, I'll put this in the guide section because I have to update the guide section too. I think there's things in the welcome email I need to update, but we'll put this in the guide section with the checklist, and it's a great way to help new team members as they're coming in get familiar with our new platform and how it works. Okay, so that is the rhyme to my reason, which I always tell you there's always a rhyme to my reason. um and so we are going to jump into that. So if you have your checklist, have that next to you. Some of you guys have already worked on it, and we'll talk about how to get entered into the drawing. And watching the Zoom, whether it's here live, which you're doing, so you'll be able to check that off as um, a point towards getting your name into our drawing, or hashtag watching the replay once I get it uploaded. So let me screen share first. Okie dokie. So, to start out with, your checklist looks like this. You actually, I might have not downloaded the updated one because I did put the newsroom on the updated one that I uploaded. But with week one, we are going to kind of talk about logging in, how to log in, what are common issues that people are having when they're logging in. What does it look like for your customers? How can you make sure you're helping yourself in your downline? The first section here is go to perfectlyposh.com. This just takes you directly to the login page. So, of course, it automatically puts my email in there and my password. But let's say you click on that and you come here. Let's talk about a few things. As an advocate, when you come here, you're going to want to log in with the email you had in our first dashboard. Okay, all of that is the same. Okay, when and if this is the first time you've logged into the new site, you're actually going to click on lost your password, because your password that you had on the previous platform does not carry over to this platform. Okay, so as an advocate, if you have not done that, you're going to want to come in here and you're going to want to click on lost your password. And it's going to have you put in your username or email. Now, I'm not going to fill that in because I've already lost my password. But let's say I hadn't, I'm going to go ahead and put my, should take caps lock off. I will do that. I'm going to put my email in there and I'm going to click get new password. Okay. Now it says, please enter your username or email. You will receive an email message with instructions on how to reset your password. Okay, so you were in the platform before. You just need to reset your password. You're going to come here, put that email in that you use, and you're going to click get new password. Okay, and that's how you're going to help your advocate friends, team members that have not been here or done any of this yet. They're like, hey, I'm waiting. I'm letting them get all the screws put together, all of the things working, and then I will go in and do this. This is how you're going to help them. Now, when they do get new password, I will always recommend, which I don't think I moved mine over. So when I went to my emails, it actually went to spam. So I had to move it from my spam folder over to my inbox. Okay. So when it says on here on our checklist, follow the reset link, check spam and inbox. So for the people that it's coming faster now. There was kind of a leeway time there where you would click reset password and it'd take quite a while for it to come over to your inbox or your spam. It should be going faster now that not as many of us are clicking it 15 times to reset. Um, so you'll be able to find it in your spam, move it to your inbox, or find it in your inbox, and you will reset your password. Okay. Then you will be able to log in as normal. So let's find where last password. Okay, so I'm going to actually go back. Now, Zoom is really weird, you guys. You're going to see numbers, you're going to see my downline, you're going to see my dashboard. Please understand, for some reason on YouTube, if it catches that, it likes to get rid of that video. So I'll probably have to put this one on private. But just heads up, I've had a few deleted because I'm showing information. Okay, so when I log in, you're going to come to your dashboard and we're going to kind of just do a really easy overview because we're going to be moving on to this in the next weeks to come. But when you click to your dashboard, you should come up with this page right here. And it's actually looking a lot better. We're seeing things, so that's wonderful. And it's going to have your lifetime sales up here, which again, is not right now. It will be right soon. But that we're not worried about numbers being right. We're worried about navigating and helping people figure out how to do this correctly, or if they're having issues, how to fix those or find where passwords may go and such. So lifetime sales is here. You have your next rank and how far you're from that rank, and then your current ranks right here. You have your team section right here, down one, down two, down three. And then it will show your front line and upline. We'll talk about this next week. As you're playing with this, again, don't worry about the numbers being correct yet until Andrew says your numbers should be correct. If they're not correct, then do a support request. Numbers aren't correct. If you come here, you can notice that even June is not updating yet. If you go to May, you will see an update. So still June and July. And then recent orders are here. And we'll go into that more depth. But I just want you guys to see when you log in, you will see your dashboard. The customers have a dashboard too. And we'll talk a little bit about their dashboard in the next few weeks. But I wanted to make sure that you understood the login process. Now, with the login process for your customers, okay? So this is what I want to make note on as far as that goes. So let's say here, I'm looking for sunflower pictures. So there you guys go. Okay, so let's say you have a customer that wants to has shopped with you before. So I'm gonna go to my URL. They shopped with you before, they had an email, they had a password. They want all of that to link together because their email links to their Perks account, okay? They're going to want to go to your URL and they're going to want to go to this person up here. And I got to sign out. Sorry. We can log out now. So at the bottom, it's log out. Are you sure you want to log out? Yes, log out. So when they go to your shopping link and they go to that person, it will pop up this same login information, okay, for them. And they're pretty much going to do the same thing you did, only when they do it, they're going to use their email that was linked to their Perks account before, okay, with their lost password. So it's not any different. It's just once they reset their password and they get logged in, their dashboard's gonna look different. But the important part with Perks is it's linked to their email they used before. Okay, so don't have them change that email up. Same email, they can choose whatever password they want for this new site. They just need to make sure they keep their email. Okay. I'm going to stop there real fast before I move on. Unmute if you have questions. I don't know, Shay, if you want to look in comments for me and let me know if there's anything over there. So the login like a boss goes, go in. How does an advocate log in? Okay, good. How does an advocate log in? How does a customer log in that has been with you before and reset their password? um Making sure to follow if they're not seeing that, going to their spam and moving it to their inbox. Those are kind of the biggest things right now that are causing hang-ups for people. Victoria, did you have a question, hon?
This is just a note for everybody. So my customer wasn't getting the email for the longest time. So I actually, as an advocate, had to go back to the like that screen and actually put her email in for her to get it.
Okay, so it depends, Victoria, because one of the next things we're going to talk about is if they do not have an email from the previous platform, they're considered a new customer with no linkage and no email in our system. So if that's the case with that, the only way they're going to create an account at this point is placing an order.
No,
Okay.
she was a current customer, so I actually had to go to this screen and actually put her email in and to have it send the email to her.
Okay. Well, that's not typical, shouldn't be typical. And I wonder if your case would be that you weren't totally uploaded because you were so new. We have so much that's still being uploaded for June and July. If someone joined in June and July, some of that stuff probably isn't all backloaded yet and visible. So that may be why too. But typically, if it's a new customer, they're just going to go to your URL. They're going to go to your URL and they're just going to shop. Okay. So if I'm not logged in and I put some things in my cart and then I go to, oh, we're going to get a stocking. We're going to go to checkout. It's going to have me fill this all out. So then we should have an email that's linked to an account for them. Okay, create an account with Perfectly Posh. So they put in their email, create an account. name, address, all of the normal things. Then they'll have an email in the account and they should get, we don't know what it looks like right now, but they should. One of the things that Andrew talked about was previous customers got their email, got their login as their email. Right now, if they've never shopped in the site, and they get their login from Perfectly Posh, it's having their first name dot last name as their username, but we have asked for those all to go back to just emails. So it's easier for us as advocates to say, hey, it's your email login for your username and then your passwords, whatever you created, instead of saying it's either or. Okay. I'll give update to that as it's more clear. But I did find out that new ones that were not in the system were coming in as username, first name, dot last name instead of their email. So that's the other thing. If you have a brand new customer, their username may be different. Not typical, but we did ask him to revert those back. So again, that's another one. So you have already been a customer. They need to reset their password just like you did as an advocate. If they've never shopped with Posh ever before, then they will create an account when they shop for the first time. And then that will link to their perks account and they'll be good going forward. Okay? All right. So again, that's most of the login information stuff, which is one and two and three on your login like a boss. Okay.
Hey,
Other,
Shalane.
yeah.
Um, I may have missed it because I was taking a note, but we do have a question just validating when a customer is going in to create their order and they put in their detailed information, does it automatically create their account or do they actually have to process that first order for it to create the account? Could they back out of the order and not
Right.
actually place it?
Right. So previously, no, because we would have them as a lead in our dashboard. So if they went in and they created an account or started playing with it and left a cart, we'd see them in our leads dashboard before and be able to follow up with them. Hey, how can I help you? Now, if that's something you guys loved, that's something I can bring up to Andrew. That isn't something that's offered at this point, and I personally do not know what that looks like. If it just drops the cart, if it's how that works, that would be something I can ask about. So
Okay.
cart not checked out.
Because I think what's happening is a lot of customers would like to be able to create their account so they're ready and set to go, but aren't necessarily ready to make a payment just yet or know what they want to purchase just yet.
Okay. How does that look? Does that look? Okay, I have that down, and we can also circle back around on that if I can get that figured out before our next one. That will go good into placing an order. Um, but as far as I know right now, they do have to go through the whole process to do that. Okay,
Okay,
to
thank you.
create everything. But again, I can be wrong because I'm just like you guys. I just click a lot to try to figure it out for you. And I hear a lot of the errors, so I try to let you know what are the common errors I'm hearing. What I do want you to do next is I want to make sure your web alias is working. So your web alias is perfectlyposh.com backslash whatever when you signed up, you created. So like mine, like I showed you, I would come up here and go perfectly posh. See, it's already autoed in here because I've done it so much, but it's going to be perfectlyposh.com backslash whatever you set it up with. So mine is Posh Yourself, so I'll go there and it's going to show me that my person, when I give them my URL, is coming to my replicated website. And how do I know that? Fingers crossed this is working today. How do I know that? So if you have a customer that's using your URL and they want to make sure they're shopping with you, you're going to have them scroll all the ways to the bottom. And at the bottom here, it's going to say perfectly posh presented by, and your name should be there. Okay. Now, this is where I'm going to tell you if your name is not there, if it says not set, if you've used your URL and it says not set, if it has someone else's name, that is support ticket worthy. Support at poshmailbox.com. Okay, support at poshmailbox.com. Okay, now part of this experience was to also that we want to change was allow us to change advocate. So if me and Shay have a best friend that's in common and she likes to support me, but then she also likes to support Shay, she can use this aspect right here to change between advocates. Now, if bought with Shay last time and she's like, okay, it's my turn to shop with Shalene. I need to make sure who I'm linked to. Okay, so let's say she was linked to Shay and she comes down here and sees Shay. Oh, I need to change that. So she needs to make sure she either changes the advocate or if she goes to my website, she needs to come down and make sure it switched to me. Because if it didn't switch to me and it's still linked to Shay, she's going to have to come in here and change the advocate. Okay. Find an advocate is another one that's next on the list. Okay, so I can find an advocate by doing change an advocate, or I can scroll to the bottom here and do find an advocate this way. Okay, now just because I'm using my information, and I've done this to several of you, if you don't remember your web alias, perfect way to learn your web alias. Put your name in there, do search, and it's going to pop you up because it's going to pop all of us up. It has my first name, my city, my state, and my zip code. So in our customer scavenger hunt, one of the fun challenges is to get them to find you as an advocate and tell you what city do you live in if they don't know. But your referral link or your web alias is here. So those are for some people. I know some of you are like, okay, I know what that means. Some people don't know what web alias means or URL means. So a URL is like up here when I put in perfectlyposh.com / posh yourself. That is my URL. Now, when I click on this, this will take my customers to my replicated website and my name will be listed at the bottom. Okay. Does that make sense? How you can find an advocate. Now I could come down here and I'm just going to use Shay just because we're talking about Shay anyways. And maybe I just remember Shay's first name and I do search. I'm going to get Shay's here. And then, oh yeah, it was Shay Hewitt. And then there's Shay's city, her state, her zip, and her referral link. So it's great. And there's no rhyme or reason there. Well, I'm not going to go into that. Let's not go into that. But you'll find their referral link right here. So I could click on Shay's referral link here. Okay. So that's find an advocate. Again, you can do that with change an advocate or find an advocate here. All right. Um, on your website checklist, if any of those things are messed up, your URL, your linkage here and find an advocate, any of that we went through, if it's messed up, that is worthy of a support ticket because those things have been looked at and addressed so far. Okay. Um, Now log in like a boss is really easy this month. This week. There's not a lot for you to do to get entered. Next week, we'll be moving into the team and customer center. So we're hoping that will be up to date and ready to go. So we will be moving into come on, log in. We will be moving into hopefully the team and customer dashboards and navigating how they work, how you can use them. One of the things that I love about this is you no longer have to export it to Excel, figure out how to use Excel. A lot of this stuff will be done for you in this back office. So it's going to be very user friendly when it's all up and going. But to earn, let's go to Facebook. So in our, I thought I had Posh Crew up. There we go. So in Posh Crew, at the top in the featured section, there's the week one team challenge. I screenshotted just the week one stuff. And on this one, do entries, you either have to be on Morning Mingle, which if you're here, check mark. If not, you have to watch the replay to make sure you're understanding, it's not just logging in, it's also understanding what are the common mistakes we're seeing. How can you navigate this if someone's having a question? How can you help somebody that's not finding an email? So there's a lot more than just logging in that the Mingle helps with throughout the weeks. And then the last thing on your checklist is to screenshot your dashboard. And I know it's not right. I'm not looking at where you're at and where you're going. I'm just saying, did they find it? Do they know what it looks like? So when things are correct and I say, where's your lifetime sales? How much more do you need to your next rank? You're going to understand where to find that and how to find that. So that's all we're doing here is making sure we feel good with our website back office and can help people with that. Any questions? I can stop screen share. Any questions on that? Just this section that we covered. I'm okay if you start playing with the next section to get entered. You just have to get through this short stuff this week. Post it by Saturday night, I think, or Sunday night. I'll turn off commenting and then we'll move on to our next week two challenge. Okay. Hillary, did you have a question? Okay. I didn't know because you were off camera and you came on. I'm like, is she gonna talk to me? Is she gonna talk to me? Okay, thank you, Shay. Yes, Deb, I have that on my list. As an advocate, the change advocate was not working. Would that work for customers? I'm Victoria. So changing your advocate, your link to yourself. So if you're in your URL, it's going to work for customers. I didn't really try to go to Shay's. I don't know if it will. There's no reason I would change to another advocate because it's against PMP for us to shop from another advocate. So I'm thinking that,
I was just curious because I
oh,
remember Andrew saying that like customers would be able to do that. So I'm like,
yep.
okay, is this a not working thing or is this a because I'm an advocate and it won't let me actually show my customers how to do that type of thing?
Yeah, yeah. It's probably more of we're not allowed to shop from other advocates, but I haven't tried it either as an advocate. I just know as customers, that's something that they were really wanting to be able to do, especially if they do online vendor events and shop from multiple advocates. It does allow them to switch in between, and it will give them a pop up, you guys. It's not like I switch from Shalene and I go, so Jen said she can do it as an advocate. Okay. So I can share that actually. Let's look real fast.
Because when I've tried it, if we're able to do it as an advocate, I get to the yes or no screen and then it like still doesn't change it. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
And yeah, I'm not sure with all of the bells and whistles working with your account, how that's gonna look. He hasn't really said that. Find an advocate. Shay. Shay, I'm picking on you today. Go to Shay's. Yes, so it does ask me. You are currently shopping with Shalene from Cedar Rapids. Would you like to switch to Shay? And it'll give you the confirmation that yes, I want to switch, or no, keep it current. So it's really making it really obvious for your customers. You're switching advocate. So there shouldn't be as so much of an issue as long as you're directing your customers, hey, if you're shopping with me, simple way to figure it out is go down to the bottom and just make sure my name is listed there. So it should be easy like that for our customers. All right. Well, that's all I had for our first section. As long as I didn't know you were Cedar Rapids. Yes, I am Cedar Rapids. I'm Iowa. So that was all for today. Super easy. I'm gonna stop recording real fast.